There, as we discussed, the show has done a lot of interesting things with format, and we got to see a little bit of dream sequences in the hour. What was it like for you as a performer, kind of filming those sequences as we as the audience wasn't sure what was real and what wasn't?
Well, I mean, those dream sequences I think were specific to, Mags, and then when we were there and sitting at dinner and all of those, it was really nice because it's not something that we've really done. We've done flashbacks and hallucinations, but to kind of take this like Aronofsky approach to like, all right, we're gonna do this, and Laurence and I joked about it because we both make tiny 1 second appearances in the movie Mother, so like we were just like, yo, doesn't this remind you of filming Mother? She's like, yeah, it's so weird, it's so straight, So it was really cool to do it and to really try to um approach it in a different way because it does feel otherworldly, and much like how at the end of season 3 we go to the refugee camp in Lebanon. We are able to kind of have this sort of indie film approach to, all right, we have our procedural stuff that's going on in the medical world. This is something different, so it felt like a different set because the mood, the approach, everything was changed, and it's nice to get a refresher there.
Speaking of nice, obviously Bash is someone who has had moments of happiness, joy, etc. But he's also been very reserved in the past about how much he wants to let him do. In the episode, he does make it clear he wants to be with Max, he wants to give him a real try, and they do actually kind of pursue this relationship. For you as a performer, what was it like portraying a Bash who is willing to take this chance on love and life?
It's just so lovely. I think oftentimes, I don't think. Am I gonna cry right now? Because that hit home. That was really nice the way you said it. I think so often in life, it's really harder for some people if anybody's gone through trauma or if anyone's been through a bad relationship or whatever. You tell yourself that you're maybe not deserving of it. You tell yourself that maybe it's been. That's just not for you, and I don't think anybody became an actor because they were hugged too much as a child. So it's like to to sort of live vicariously through a character who struggles with intimacy and with self-love and with feelings of like they don't deserve it. For to see Bash come to terms with that, it kind of opens this up in you, and you do get to experience it for real because it's like, oh, all right, I have to get to a place emotionally as an actor where I'm really feeling this. So to allow myself to do that, I'm like, this is really nice, and to be able to do that with Laurence, who's an incredible dance partner, we built such a level of trust and respect and love for each other, like over these 4 years, to feel like I'm gonna be completely vulnerable right now, and I trust that you won't let that break. It was quite real in that regard to be like, all right, now we can get the true joy because we're allowing it, and here's somebody who's saying it's okay for you to allow that. And you know, truthfully, Bashir deserves that. Somebody who's been through so much and gives so much of himself and is so hard on himself for things that are completely out of his control. He deserves that, and it's nice to tell that story for once.